I am Mr. Sandeep Dattatreya Kardili, M.Pharm Pharmaceutics lecturer, Mala Rural Institute of Pharmacy, Sone, and I am giving presentation on chapter tablet part 2. First of all, contents of my presentation: tablet excipients, manufacturing process, wet granulation, dry granulation, and direct compression. Excipient in tablet formulation. First, diluents. The diluent is needed to increase the bulk when quantity of medicament is very small in each tablet. For example, lactose, sucrose, sodium chloride, dextrose and starch, etc. Disintegrating agents. To break the tablet in smaller particles when swallowed. This act by three ways: swelling by producing effervescence and by melting at body temperature. The disintegrating agent is divided into two parts. One part is mixed with other excipients before granules formulation and the other is mixed with dry granules before compression. For example, potato, maize, wheat, starch, etc. Third, granulating agents. These provides moisture to convert the fine powder into damp mass which after passing through sieve forms granules. For example, starch, pus, acacia, tragacanth, gelatin solution, isopropyl alcohol, etc. Glidants to improve the flow properties of granules, for example, magnesium stearate and talc. Fifth, lubricants to reduce the interparticular friction during compression and between tablet and die wall during ejection of tablet. For example, talc and magnesium stearate. Sixth, binding agents. This provides strength to the granules to keep the tablet intact and selection of which depends on the type of tablet. For example, gum, tragacanth, methyl cellulose, etc. 7. Adsorbing agents. These are used to adsorb volatile oil, liquid extracts and tincture, etc. Prevent sticking, for example, magnesium stearate, stearic acid, etc. 8. Color, flavors and sweetening agents. All coloring agents must be approved and certified by FDA. Two forms of colors are used in tablet preparation: FD&C and D&C dyes. These dyes are applied as a solution in granulating agent and like form of these dyes. Manufacturing of compressed tablets. Preparation of granules for compression methods. First one, wet granulation. Wet granulation is widely employed method for the production of compressed tablets. First, adding lubricant and blending. Second, forming tablets by compression. The steps required are: first, weighing and blending the ingredients, preparing a damp powder or damp mass. Third, screening the damp powder or damp mass into pellets or granules. 4. Drying the granulation. 5. Sizing the granulation by dry screening. This is the schematic representation of wet granulation process. Firstly take drug, then grind it, then blend it, add adjuvants, after that add liquids, agglomerate it, pellets are formed, then dry it, pass it through screen, after that again blend, add lubricants, lastly compress and tablet is formed. Advantages: reduced segregation of formulation components during storage and or processing. Second, useful technique for the manufacture of tablets containing low and high concentrations of therapeutic agent. Third, employs conventional excipients and therefore is not dependent on the inclusion of special grades of excipients. Disadvantages: often several processing steps are required. Solvents are required in the process. This leads to a number of concerns. Drug degradation may occur in the presence of solvent. The drug may be soluble in the granulation fluid. Heat is required to remove the solvent. Dry granulation. By the dry granulation method, the powder mixture is compacted in large pieces and subsequently broken down or sized into granules. For this method, either the active ingredient or the diluent must have cohesive properties. Dry granulation is especially applicable to materials that cannot be prepared by wet granulation because they degrade in moisture or the elevated temperature required for drying the granules. This is the schematic representation of dry granulation. Take a drug, then grind it. After that, blend and add adjuvants. Pellets are formed. Crush that pellet, pass it through screen. Again blend it, add lubricant, and lastly compress and tablet is formed. Advantages: these methods are not generally associated with alterations in drug morphology during processing. No heat or solvents are required. Disadvantages: specialist equipment is required for granulation by roller compaction. Segregation of components may occur in mixing. There may be issues regarding powder flow. The final tablets produced by dry granulation tend to be softer than those produced by wet granulation. Slugging and roller compaction leads to the generation of considerable dust. Slugging: after weighing and mixing the ingredients, the powder mixture is slugged or compressed into a large flat tablets or pellets about 1 inch in diameter. The slugs are broken up by hand or by a mill and passed through a screen of a desired mesh for sizing. Lubricant is added in the usual manner and tablets are prepared by compression. Aspirin, which is hydrolyzed on exposure to moisture, may be prepared into tablets after slugging. Compression of granules into tablet. Tablet compression machine consists of: first, hopper for holding and feeding granulation to be compressed. Second, dies that define the size and shape of the tablet. Third, punches for compressing the granulation within the dies. Fourth, cam tracks for guiding the movement of the punches. 5. Feeding mechanism for moving granulation from hopper into the die. 6. Tablet ejector. Types of compression machine. Single punch machine. The compression is applied by the upper punch, making the single punch machine a stamping press. Multi-station rotary presses. This is the diagram of feed shoe over die. Then feel the feed shoe pull back. How it is compressed, compression, ejection. Multi-station rotary presses. The head of the tablet machine holds the upper punches, dies and lower punches in places, rotates. As the head rotates, the punches are guided up and down by fixed cam tracks, which control the sequence of feeling, compression and ejection. The portion of the head that hold the upper and lower punches are called upper and lower turrets. The portion holding the dies is called as die table. The pull down cam C guides the lower punches to the bottom, allowing the dies to overfill. The punches then pass over a weight control cam E, which reduces the fill in the dies to the desired amount. A swipe of blade D at the end of feed frame removes the excess granulation and 8. Direct it around the turret and back into the front of the feed frame. 9. Lower punches travel over the lower compression roll F, while simultaneously upper punches ride beneath the upper compression roll G. Upper punches enter a fixed distance into the dies, while the lower punches are raised to squeeze and compact the granulation within the dies. After the moment of compression, upper punches are withdrawn as they follow the upper punch rising cam H. Lower punches ride up the cam I, which brings the tablet flush with or slightly above the surface of the dies. The tablets strike a sweep of blade affixed to the front of the feed frame A and slide down a chute into a receptacle. At the same time, lower punches re-enter the pull down cam C and cycle is repeated. This is a diagram of tablet punching process and compression roll. Lastly, thank you.